I hope all have written sessional exam well, right? Hope you have received the marks also. Everybody has scored nice marks only. Mostly 20 and 20 above all have scored for theory. Now, who got maximum marks means Johnson and Rafiq. So, how they have scored maximum marks, I'd like to focus their paper, in what way they have presented answer for each question. So, where the others lack, that you can find out and you can improve in the next exam. Those who have got less mark, where you have lacked to give the points that you can observe from them, since they have scored, even they have not performed up to the mark, but then to comparing others, Johnson and Rafiq has scored more marks, so that I'd like to focus their paper for your reference. Okay. And Bharat has scored 26. He also scored maximum marks. Akashna 25, Johnson 27, Siranjeevi 24, Padmapriya 21, Jackson 26, Jetlin 22, Joy John 22, Mohammad Junaid 23, Saktivel 24, Baby Kartika 22, Vimal 22, Deepan 25, Rafiq 27, Rubeshwaran 26, Subadarshini 23, and Monisha 25. Stephen was absent. This is your mark status. Now let me share the paper of Mohammad Rafiq. So how he has answered, you can observe, and I will represent the points how to present for each answer. So you will get some idea. So accordingly, all have to submit an assignment on this first sessional question paper. Okay, in the next week, you can give with the answers with a good presentation. In the next week, you can submit for the same time on Monday. Before 12 o'clock, you can submit your assignment on first sessional question paper, so that you will be having ready-made answers for the asked questions. So it will be easy when it is asked in exams. The same question, if it is asked, you'll be having nice answer how to present, and you will get idea for other questions also how to present. If you get similar type of questions, you'll be getting idea how to present. Okay. Now you can see Rafiq's paper. For first 10 mark question, HPLC, he has started with the introduction, and then he has moved on to principle, then modes with tabular column presentation. The points were very clear what he has written. And diagram with diagram is not up to the mark. Many people have drawn the diagram, but he has drawn a simple diagram with a schematic representation with the parts marked. Okay. And he has covered all the points in explanation also. They all 5-6 points. And many people have not covered this HPLC question after pumping system. Only up to pump, no, not column, up to column only many people has written, where they have not covered the deductors part. I have mentioned this deductors part during ion exchange chromatographic topic explanation, and I said that the same deductors to be included under HPLC, but many people have not included this point. You have written up to only column with the analytical column. This point, up to this point, many have stopped writing. So you don't know, but you were mentioned in the diagram that HPLC has after column detector and recorder. You are mentioning in the diagram, but you are not giving in the explanation. Only up to the column, many people have given explanation. So that you should have last mark, minimum 2 marks you have reduced from others. Okay. If you have not written about detectors and recorders. Okay. Where he has scored maximum mark. Let me show how much mark he has scored. 9 I have given. Since he has covered all the points up to detector, I have given maximum of 9. Only 1 mark I have reduced for him, since he has not given neat presentation. So that I have reduced 1 mark. No full mark I have given here. Still you have to include a classification of HPLC and many points you can include under each side headings. Okay, mechanism, working mechanism also you can include for each category or parts of HPLC instrument that is not mentioned. For that only 1 mark I have reduced. Okay, you have scored maximum mark. Likewise I have given maximum mark only to all, but some difference will be there. For those who are covering full points and those who have not covered will be having less marks. Then coming to the 5 mark question, advantages of HPTLC and TLC. I have asked the comparison and difference only, as he understood that and he has represented the differences. Okay. And for this question, it is copied. These points are copied from textbook as such. Okay, but many people have written like who all means Subhadarshini, Monisha, I think so. Many have written from principle to application for TLC and HPTLC. What are the exact difference? They have written. Okay, so that is the proper and prompt answer for this question. Okay. Even this points also to be included. This is available in net and textbook what they have written, but others many people have written this answer. Along with this you have to write exact answer as from principle, stationary phase, mobile phase. Likewise, what are all the differences you are observing for HPTLC and TLC, that you have to write. Okay, in exams that I found for few people that they have presented. Wait. Yeah, Monisha. Let us see Monisha's paper. Yeah, she has written. See. Principle, what is the difference between two chromatography? Then stationary phase, what are the differences? Then mobile phase. Whether you all can observe the papers, what I'm sharing. Then sample application, what we have discussed in the class, and the same points we have discussed, and the difference also I have focused, I think so. The same way up to application, what are the differences you face for both TLC and HPTLC that you have to mention here. Okay, for the question. That's what Monisha has presented. And for next question, pumping system. No, this is for a HPLC. Was the principle behind ion exchange, right? And mechanism behind ion exchange. Principle and types he has written, and mechanism with diagrammatic presentation he has written. Many people have not shown this mechanism, so you should have got some less marks. Those who have scored or focused this diagrammatic presentation would have scored more marks. Principle and mechanism. Yeah, for each part, 2.5 marks. Principle 2.5 marks, mechanism 2.5 marks. So you will be scoring maximum of 4 marks. I have not given 5 marks exactly, since you have to include many points regarding that. You are restricting some points not to write only in the exam, right? So you want to give some introduction. If any question is asked, you have to write related to that some introduction, then the main content what it has been asked in the question, then in the last part you have to conclude what you're going to say from that answer. So likewise, a full setup should be there for a question to be answered. If so, only you will be getting full marks. If you are restricted to give answer for that particular question only, means whatever matters asked, for that only, then you will score maximum 3 marks for 5-mark question. So try to include maximum points for the same question, related points, relevant points you have to give. Then for iodine injector, where this injector is used, diagrammatic presentation you want to show. First, what is the location of injector in HPLC instrument? And what are the two positions? What is the name? Likewise, give clear idea. Say something as introduction about iodine injector. Then you go for explaining loading position and injecting position. Yeah, many people have directly given only diagrams, and some have written some few points related to that. You have to explain the mechanism. Okay, nobody has explained the mechanism of two positions that you have to explain. For that, you need to put some before explaining loading and injecting position. You have to show in the schematic representation where the injector is placed in HPLC. That's what you have shown the schematic representation here in HPLC, right? Here where injector comes. This is the position of injector. Before analytical column and after God column. The injector is means located. This is the position of injector in HPLC. That you have to show in the schematic diagram. Then you need to explain what are the positions, what is the material it is made with, and what is the application. Everything you want to explain. Okay. And then next question, band broadening theory, split theory and rate theory. He has explained clearly, and many have written only rate theory. This is split theory, and this is rate theory band inter-equation. This is all we have discussed in the first class itself, and it is most important question. Okay. The same way you have to write. You should have scored a maximum mark if you have written for both play theory and rate theory. I have given 4.5 marks for this. So maximum marks I have given, but if I would have strictly evaluated, even he will get only 20 marks. If I give exact marks to score more internals, maximum internal marks, I have given maximum marks what you have written. Okay. So if any doubt from your side, if you have, you can ask and clarify regarding your answers. You should have felt some difficulties during writing your exams, no? What are the doubts you have got so that you can clarify now? And for the same answers, you write an assignment on the set points, okay? And submit by next week. Assignment on first sessional questions, okay? Anybody has doubt regarding first sessional exam? And I would like to share practicals also. I just said an example that is 2 centimeter. That is an example. I told you to write for 2 samples. Accordingly, all have written the 2 centimeter divided by 5 centimeter 0.4 as RF value. I just said that for example only, but you have to write taking some amino acids. Amino acid list is there, and you have performed also. You have not received result, but you have performed with 2 amino acids, right? That name you will be knowing, no? So keeping that amino acid names, I told you to put calculation and write RF values of 2 samples. So nobody has secured full mark for major experiment, I think so, since you have not followed the instruction. If I give answer for even RF value calculation also, then no value of writing exam, right? So that only I just set example. You want to focus 2 molecules as amino acids as samples, and you need to report that you have not done. Wait, let me share with you and discuss about practical papers also, where you have made mistakes and where you have improved your marks. So in practicals, many have scored nice marks only. Bharat. Mishar, the Bharat's paper, he has scored 27 maximum marks only. RF value. Synopsis you have written nicely. Applications, factors. For this 2.5 marks, I have given full, and destructive or non-destructive methods given clearly what we have discussed in the class. Many have written, so that I have given full marks, 5 marks. So this is the pattern want to write. Still for destructive and non-destructive method, you can focus with the diagrammatic presentation also. Taking a stationary faceplate and taking iodine chamber, how the color change occurs, that you can, and if you add some detecting reagent, what color change occurs. This all you can focus with diagrammatic presentation also. That where you have lack in that, but you have written the points, so that I have given maximum marks. Okay, 2.5 and 2.5 full marks I have given for that. So synopsis, you have secured maximum marks. For major experiment, see this 2 centimeter I have told, so you have written the same for the two one sample. You should have taken another sample and you should have written for two samples. Here you can mention A and B. No, only A sample you have reported, right? And that too, here you have not mentioned sample distance traveled by sample. You have not mentioned. Only sample application position and solvent front is mentioned. So this is also wrong. So you want to mention where the sample is located, and you want to mark the distance of sample traveled. Then only that 2 centimeter also you have not marked for any sample. So that is also wrong here. So you want to draw a neat chromatogram. So after anhydrine reagent added, what is the color of that spot? So with the color you can differentiate that. Purple color we will get. So you can focus the spot, sample spot with purple color. Since after reacting with an anhydrine reagent, amino acid will give purple color. So where you have lack also to score marks here. So result and the sample application are wrong here, so that you have lost the marks. And here again he has written chromatographic parameters. This all okay, as such from manual you can write, but main part, experimental part, you were lack to write. Okay. And only report one you have written. Nobody has written discussion. Even Monisha asked whether we have to write discussion. I said to write discussion, but you have not written discussion. Nobody has written discussion on RF values, importance of RF value, and importance of paper chromatography, ascending technique, advantage of ascending technique. This all you can discuss under discussion. So this will have another 2 marks. You can score full marks. So you were lack in that, so that I have reduced minimum marks only 2 marks I have reduced, and I have given 8 marks out of 10. You have scored 8 marks. Maximum I have given, but I couldn't give 10 marks since nobody has performed well. Only writing part is given to you. That too you have not done well, so that it is reduced. And for minor experiment, you want to write about HPTLC. What you have written in the theory, right? HPTLC parameters. Same parameters you can write here. And with that, you have to write report. Many have not written report also. This demonstration of HPTLC and software operation has performed, like this report and discussion. What are the applications of HPTLC? As discussion, you should have given. That also many have not given, but those who have written report will score 3 marks. Likewise, I have given full marks. Since you have lost marks in major experiment, I have given a full mark here for minor experiment. And Viva marks already you know what I have given in the Viva, during online Viva. The same marks I have given here, and this gives 17, and this 10 mark includes your regularity, behavior, promptness, viva, and records. What you are performing in each and every practical. I have given full mark, and minimum of 7 marks and maximum of 10 marks I have given for this. So you will be scoring maximum marks. So 27 here scored. So likewise, practical marks has been given, and you want to include more points to score marks. In next session, you want to concentrate more and try to score full marks. Okay, so these are all the points. Here's mentioned maximum all the points. That's why I have given. And nobody has mentioned about software and all here. This is lacking. So in minor experiment, you want to include many points. Like TLC and HPTLC comparison you have written, no? Likewise, whatever points you have covered for HPTLC from theory, the same you can write. Okay. And you can focus some diagrammatic presentation also for HPTLC, schematic representation, that you could find in the introduction of HPTLC in manual, where you can find the flow chart of HPTLC chromatograph. From that also you can write. You have written only that experimental part what I have given in the manual. You have to include, if you are understanding only, you can include maximum points for that question. If you are copying, you will not get idea to present maximum. Okay. So this is what your exams, practical and theory exams, what you have performed, where you have lacked to score marks, and what are the points you need to include. From practical, no need to write any assignment. For theory questions only, you need to write assignments along with options also. 2 10 marks and 5 mark questions have been asked, right? So for all the questions, you need to write answers with all the contents, and along with references, submit assignment in the next week. Is there any doubt? Now let me share the electrophoresis class PPT now. So let us discuss about electrophoresis. And I give 2 minutes time for you all to discuss if any doubts you have from your side. No response. Jackson, Baby Kartika, Saktivel, Johnson. But all 18 students are performing nicely. Okay, from first sessional, I appreciate you all. Okay, all have performed equally. Some marks difference only, but super nicely performed, all of you. Okay, in the second sessional, try to score maximum marks. And Junaid, Vimal, Deepan, and all, they couldn't submit a class test or assignment earlier, but when I have asked, they have immediately submitted all the assignments. I appreciate all of them. Okay, thank you all. Okay, now let's move on to okay, but follow the same thing, but submit before due date like others. Don't delay, and it will be forwarded to principal sir. As principal sir suggested only, I have means I couldn't evaluate your papers also. Sir told strictly that you want to submit after receiving your class test and assignment only. You need to evaluate their papers like that. That's why I have stopped evaluating. Now you have got the marks also, I think so. Okay, so that only. So whatever performing, your performance is seen by principal sir. Since we are getting means signature attestation for all your logs, class test marks and assignment marks, internal marks, everything is observed by principal sir. So that according to his instruction only, we are also following. Okay, so if we assign any assignments or class test, try to submit before due date. 1 week maximum, 1 week time you are getting. So your part of writing is very less only. So you can spend at least 1 hour to submit all the things. Okay. Okay, thank you all. So now let's move on to the topic electrophoresis. This is the last topic and miscellaneous topic under chromatographic technique. What is electrophoresis? Electro represents electrical, okay, applying using electrodes. This represents using electrodes. Phoresis means migration. So electrophoresis is nothing but electrical migration, where we will be using electrodes and will apply current voltage. Okay, in that voltage the molecule samples will be getting separated over the stationary phase. So we are using here stationary phase and mobile phase for separation. So it is coming under separation techniques. So electrophoresis will come under separation technique, and it is otherwise called as electrical migration or electrochromatography. Electrochromatography, where we will have not used any electrical current for separation. In column or in stationary phase, where other chromatographies, it was sample was separated between own force like adsorption, partition. Likewise, based on different ion exchange, different principle of separation, it got separated. But here in electrophoresis, due to electrical migration either towards cathode or towards anode, the sample is getting separated from the mixture. Okay, from the mixture, individual components are going to separate by means of electrical migration. How this electrical migration takes place? Between two electrodes, cathodes and anodes. Either the molecule will move through towards cathode or towards anode. Whatever current we are applying, accordingly, then according to the nature of the molecule. If it is anion, it will be moving towards anode. If it is cation, it will be moving towards cathode. So likewise, the molecules will be getting separated from the mixture. So this type of technique is called electrophoresis. Okay, for proteins, macromolecules, DNA, the many components are separated by using electrophoresis technique. So let us discuss the concepts behind electrophoresis according to your syllabus now. The contents for electrophoresis are, according to syllabus, it is principles of separation, how the principle means separation is followed for different compounds in electrophoresis. Then equipment for paper and gel electrophoresis. Paper and gel electrophoresis are types of electrophoresis. Okay, so what is the equipment used for different types of electrophoresis? Then applications of electrophoresis. What are all the fields it is applicable where the separation takes place by electrophoresis technique. Now let's move on to the definition part. Before moving on to the principle of separation, the first part, three parts we are going to learn here under electrophoresis: principle, equipment, then application. Okay, so apart from that, some basic information you have to learn. So what is the definition for electrophoresis? So electrophoresis is a chromatographic technique by which a mixture of charged molecules, charged means they will be having positive and negatively charged molecules. They are separated according to size. They are separated according to molecular size. Like molecular sieve chromatography, we have seen a gel permeation. So based on that concept, molecular size, based on molecular size, that means heavy molecules will move slowly, whereas lighter molecules will move fast. If it is charged, the molecules are charged with cations, they'll be moving towards cathode, likewise vice versa for anions when placed in an electrical field. So what happens in electrophoresis? Separation occurs of what molecules? Mixture of charged molecules. How it is getting separated? Based on its size, molecular size. When it is getting separated, when it is placed in an electrical field between cathode and anode. If it is kept, if the stationary phase is applied with a sample, then the stationary phase is applied with the electrical field, then the charged molecules present in the sample will be getting separated. So this type of separation is called electrical migration or electrophoresis or electrochromatography. Okay. So this is what electrophoresis. Understood, no? Separation of charged molecules, mixture of charged molecules based on the molecular size when it is placed in an electrical field. Okay. Now let's move on to principles of separation. The first part, the same definition is given here. Coming to principle, an electrophoretic system, an electrophoretic system. An electrophoretic system consists of two electrodes of opposite charge, anode and cathode, connected by a conducting medium called an electrolyte. So, where the charge or electrical voltage is applied for separation in mobile phase. Conducting medium is nothing but here mobile phase. So, mobile phase is of what solution? Electrolytic solution. When it is having electrolytic solution, when it is placed in anode and cathode, when we keep the electrodes or apply the electrical current through opposite charged electrodes, it can conduct electricity. Where it will be placed, the conducting medium will be immersed with a stationary phase. This stationary phase will be having the samples. So according to the charge given, the conducting medium will be it means passing electrical current to the stationary phase, where the sample of charged molecules will be getting separated towards anode or cathode according to molecular size. That is the principle. Then the separation effect on the ionic particles. Ionic particles are your samples, result from differences in their velocity, speed, speed of moving. Okay, velocity differences. How this velocity difference occurs? According to its molecular size. The fatter persons will walk very slowly, where lean persons will walk very fastly, like running. So likewise, lightweight molecules will move very fast, whereas heavy molecules will move very slow, and it will be having velocity also less likewise. Okay, so velocity is represented with V, and which is the product of velocity is the product of particles mobility. That is based on its heavy or light, based on the particle nature. And that is mass m. M represents mobility based on its mass, and the field strength. Field strength represents electrical field given, that is E. So separation effect is explained with this formula. Velocity equals to particles mobility into field strength. Okay, V equal to me. This formula is followed for the separation of ionic particles over the stationary phase using a conducting medium, that is electrolytic solution. Then mobility of an ionic particle is determined by, this mobility is determined by particle size of the ionic particle, then shape, whether a spherical shaped particle or oval shaped, likewise, then what charge it contains, particle size and shape and charge, whether positively charged or negatively charged, and the temperature during the separation. What temperature is applied during that separation? Mostly ambient temperature, that is 25 degrees Celsius, room temperature, or we can we are separating using different temperatures, increased or decreased temperatures, the separation occurs. So temperature also plays major role in determining the mobility of ionic particle. When we increase temperature, particle will move fast. When we decrease the temperature, mobility also will be decreased during the separation, and is constant under defined electrophoretic conditions. That is what optimized electrophoretic condition for a particular sample. The temperature will be kept constant. Okay. Are listening, no? So the mobility of the mobility of an ionic particle is determined by what are the parameters? Particle size, particle size of that sample ionic particle, then shape, whether a uniform shape or it has various shapes in the mixture, then and charge, whether positive or negatively charged, then temperature, mostly ambient temperature will be following, that is optimum temperature, will be defining some temperature like 50 degree or 60 degree Celsius, and that defined temperature electrophoretic separation will be carried out. That's what is given here, and mobility depends on these parameters: temperature, particle size and shape, and charge. And the next point, electrophoretic conditions are characterized by the electrical parameters. Electrophoretic conditions here is mentioned now. So what are all the electrophoretic conditions? Means electrical parameters. What are the electrical parameters? Current, voltage, power, and factors such as ionic strength, pH value, viscosity, pore size, etc. Ionic strength represents ionic strength of your sample, ionic particle. pH value represents pH of the conducting medium, what we have seen here, conducting medium, electrolyte, pH. How this pH value is maintained means, like in ion exchange chromatography, we are fixing pH value for mobile phase, right, based on pi value. Likewise, we have to see the ionic particles pi value. Based on that, this pH value is fixed. Okay. Then viscosity of that medium, viscosity of conducting medium. Okay, it should be medium viscosity. It should not be very viscous, thick liquid. If it is thick liquid, movement will be affected and it will be very slow. So viscosity of conducting medium also is important. Then pore size. Pore size in the stationary phase. Pore size represents pore size of stationary phase. Stationary phase, what it will be? Polymer. Polymers will be having pores. So that's what given here, pore size. So these are all the parameters. Electrical parameters will be considered as electrophoretic conditions. Okay. Electrical, what are the electrical parameters we are seeing? Current, voltage, and power. What voltage is applied to the movement of particles, separation of particles. Okay. The next point, the removal of heat generated by the passage of electrical current. So when we apply, definitely heat will be generated. So how it will be removed? Is one of the major problems in most forms of electrophoresis. Any temperature difference causes variations in the rates of migration. Definitely temperature, if it is increasing, the movement will be increased, so that it will affect the migration through the medium. Okay. So major parameter is heat and temperature, resulting in distortion in the bands of separated molecules. So distortion occurs. That means destruction, or what we can say, molecule will be destroyed or degraded at that highest temperature. So separated molecules will cause disappearance of bands. Okay. You will not see in the separated bands also because of this temperature effect. When temperature is created, when electrical current is passed. Usually when you operate some electrical machines, what happens? It will automatically generate heat. That heat will be the like side effect for that electrophoresis technique. And clearly it would be ideal if electrophoretic analysis could be carried out at a constant temperature. That's why temperature should be constant. Here we have mentioned, right? Seen constant under defined electrophoretic conditions. So always we need to maintain uniform temperature throughout the electrophoretic separation, since temperature will increase or decrease, or it will affect the electrical migration of sample, so that it should be maintained constant. We should not allow the temperature to rise or decrease. So we need to use coolers and heaters that should be fixed along with the electrophoretic machine. So then this schematic representation will explain the principle. This power supply is given to anode, that is positive electrode, and one other will be cathode, negative electrode. And here you can find the bed, gel slab. It is called stationary phase. Okay. Stationary phase bed. It will be made with gel. So it is called as gel slab. Okay. And in the gel slab, you want to make wells to keep a sample. Okay, you will inject sample in the small well made in the gel, that is in the stationary phase. Okay, then a cloth wick is placed, and here you can find the medium of mobile phase. Where cloth wick is placed, it will carry the mobile phase conducting medium to the gel, where it will get separated from the sample will be getting separated. Okay, so why we are placing the sample at cathode place means it will be of negative ions, so they will be separated anions. The pH selected will be of basic pH, so that the molecule will be separated towards anode, so that the gel slab is placed, and the sample is placed towards cathode position. Okay, so electrolyte solution is mobile phase, gel slab is stationary phase. Here, this is the sample position that is injected in the small wells created over the gel. Then cloth will wick will take the mobile phase, that is conducting medium to the stationary phase. Like circular chromatography, you have made a paper wick, right? Where it has taken mobile phase to the circular paper chromatography. Likewise here cloth wick they are using, or even Whatman filter paper or normal filter paper also we can use as a wick for carrying conducting medium to the stationary phase. And power supply is given with a separate power means meter, where it is connected to cathode and anode. So this is the concept behind, the principle behind electrophoresis method. So let us discuss in the next class regarding equipment for paper electrophoresis and gel electrophoresis, and types of electrophoresis and applications. This will be discussed in the next class. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, pa. Is there any doubt? So what you will be doing for the next week? Assignment will be there, no, in the next week. During that time also you can submit your assignment. Maximum in the next week, try to submit your assignment on first sessional questions.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay,
For
ma'am.
all the questions, choice also
Okay,
questions
ma'am.
are for all the 2 10 marks and 5 marks you want to write and submit. Okay, pa. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.